How
Yeah.
is support raising spiritual warfare, and how do we engage that correctly?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that topic is addressed by so many people, so many groups in so many different ways. But, I personally, it's has to begin and be a thing where you're saturating it with prayer.
Yeah.
So before, it's like Bill Bright was the founder of Campus Crusade. You got to talk to God about men before you talk to men about God. And so this idea of just saturating that appointment with prayer, saturating that person with prayer, saturating your own life and your own presentation, your own words with prayer. Um, it can feel awful man-made in the sense that I'm making the phone call, I'm doing the appointment, I'm making the ask. We just produced and published a book here recently called God's Presence. It's a companion tool to the God Ask because it can feel very humanistic or man-made or self-driven, efforts. And this is written by Scott Morgan, one of my mentors. He was vice president of development with the Navigators for decades, but he wrote it, and it really is to help the Christian worker to realize that God is at the center of this and he is in charge. And yes, we do have an enemy that's trying to thwart us, that's trying to defeat us. Think about if Satan can stop us during that support raising period, that first month, that third month, that sixth, 10th, 12th month, 14th month, whatever amount of time it takes, if he can stop you, wow, he's going to now, you're going to be redirected to some other profession, some other, job or something. And those thousands of people that you were going to focus on to lead them to Christ and make disciples and send missionaries around the world and all the kingdom impact. Um, in some respects, he was able to thwart that and stop that impact because we gave into the enemy and the fears and the schemes that he has to sidetrack us. And I don't know. As I read First Peter 5, his objective is not just to distract us, is to destroy us. He's like a a roaring lion, prowling about to seeking whom he may devour. That's a strong word, devour. If he can devour us before we ever get to our assignment because of the support raising, wow, he chalked that one up as a win on his side of the ledger for sure.
Absolutely. Well, and to add to that, because we have listeners who are prospective or new missionaries, but we also have a huge segment who are already missionaries. And sometimes you think about support raising in that pre-launch stage, and then you get on the field, and there's just this feeling
Mhm,
like it should continue to work. But I've
mhm,
talked to so many missionaries and been a missionary myself where you hit those bumps and supporters fall off or things
mhm,
happen or for various reasons. And you realize the battle's not over once you get there. It's just
mhm,
begun. So,
mhm.
what would you say along those same lines to missionaries who are fighting that fundraising, support raising
Yeah.
spiritual battle while they're already on the field?
As a man thinks within himself, so he is what Proverbs teaches. And I think a lot of it has to do with our own perspective. If I view support raising as just almost this necessary evil, it's just agony, it's just 100-pound weight on my shoulder. It's just, I'm just gonna sludge through this thing and somehow, finally, if I get to the finish line, and just crawling and that's done with, and I never want to have to do that again. And somehow, some way, if I can, in other words, I can either view this whole process in a negative light, or I can view it in a positive light. In fact, I've come to the conclusion, Stephanie, the greatest mobilization strategy that God ever came up with is this idea of personal support raising. And the reason I say that is because think about your life. You're at a stage in life where you probably have 1,000 different people that you've known during the course of the years you've lived. And let's narrow down those to the top 100, your network of the top 100. And if you're going to raise your support, you're probably going to go to those 100. Those are the people who know you and love you, and there's trust and history and relationships. And so now God calls you into ministry and he requires you to raise your support, right? And he's going to plop you down right in the middle of that network of 100. And now you're going to go set up one-on-one appointments with those 100 people, sharing about the Great Commission, sharing about how they can impact the world, sharing how they can invest resources to advance the kingdom. And then you're going to ask them, would you like to join? Would you like to join my team so we can impact the world for Christ? And so I can just about guarantee you, I've been around the block a few times. I'll be 69 in a couple weeks. Don't tell any of your listeners, all right?
It's a
But
secret. Keeping it right
I
here.
know. Oh, thank you. But I can just about vouch that they will never in their entire lifetime ever have a one-on-one appointment with a Great Commission worker where they're going to do that. They're going to take them through the vision, answer their questions, ask them to come on their team, zip the lip, and let them answer. It'll never happen. If it happens one time, and really, so you have the opportunity of a lifetime to mobilize this God-given network that's yours. If you don't mobilize them, they won't be mobilized. It's a customized, personalized network. And so, yeah, you can view it as woe is me. This is difficult. I wish I could have a guaranteed salary check each month and just not have to go through this agony. Or you could go, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Now I get a chance for once and for all to mobilize the 100 people on this planet that I care about most to the person and purposes of Jesus Christ. And if I pass this up, if I punt, if I let the enemy somehow take me out, or if I said, I think I'm just going to make phone calls and text people and email or something, and not do the face-to-face, oh boy, we are missing out. I think when we get to heaven, the Lord's going to say, look what these 100 mobilized people, look at the multiplication, the ripple effect all across the planet by you mobilizing. This is God's greatest mobilization strategy, that Christian workers around the globe mobilize the 100 people that are closest to them. It's transformative. It's transformative to the whole kingdom worldwide.
Hey, missionary friends, we are so glad you joined us today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel so you'll be the first to know when a new episode drops. And click like and comment below. We love hearing what's resonating with you and what you'd like to hear more of.